Hello, this is Father Jason. It is good to journey with you once more. Today I just wanted to, again, take you on another little journey and to talk about some of the projects that we have been working on in the summer of 2023. And we started this beautiful window. One of the things that you might notice, not only the brightness of the colors in the window, but on the outside they removed the crossbeam. So we will begin by talking about the project with the windows and how that is going. These windows are finished already. On the outside, they've already placed the protective glass, and as you can see, the light is showing through them beautifully, as was on the round window as well. We will go outside now and take a closer look. I think you'll agree they're just beautiful and really stand out. We welcome you outside to the plaza. It's a Friday afternoon and it's about, the high is 95, and it feels like we're pretty close to it if we're not there already. But in looking at these windows, you can see on the outside now the protective glass has been restored. I'm going to come a little closer here. And it's really taking shape. Now that the church has been tuck pointed and power washed, these windows really stand out. And also too, the round window has been completed as well. We saw it from the inside, and this window has been completed. Up here, our attic window, they are still repairing that at this time. And so once they fix the window and the woodwork around it, that will be replaced as well. Now we come to the side of the church. Let me zoom out. This is one of the finished windows, and though it's covered by scaffolding, you could just see how these windows are going to shine. And they have uniform glass now protecting the window itself, and we went with a dark color for the frame. We think that it'll just have a beautiful presentation when it's all finished. My apologies for the air conditioning unit. So they are still in progress, but we at least get to see what one completed window looks like. This one has the storm window, and they're still working on the bottom. So it's still a work in progress. And I think since our last video, the sign project had been completed, and in the spring months we had some bulbs come up, some daffodils, and we may yet find some more vegetation to put there to complement the sign, but as is, it's now a completed project, at least the building of the sign itself. And of course facing the main road, the south wall of the church, though they have done plenty of work on the frames, they have not gotten the storm windows yet on most of these. So the glass contractor, most of the heavy lifting has been done, but they still have some storm windows to put in place. And if anybody has been in this general vicinity, the Viator Hall entrance to the church, that's what we call the room behind the sanctuary, Viator Hall, in honor of St. Viator. you'll know that the sidewalks in this general vicinity were in need of repair. And they were out early this morning getting started right before a storm came through. And so as you can see, they were taking out old concrete, and all of this will be replaced. So this is one major section, but then there are also other sections where the concrete was uneven. Farther down by these double doors, you can also see an area where new concrete has already replaced the old. And these were all areas that that presented to us safety issues, and so all of that is being repaired, and as you can see, the contractor is in progress. We will also highlight a couple other areas where the concrete work is being done. And so facing the other way, this is a new section that has been completed. Right here, these steps have been repaired. And then here we are at the entrance of the rectory. So this was another area that was in dire need of replacement. So that's in progress as we speak. And so here we are at the entrance to the parking lot for the parish office, parish center, and school. And at this point, the contractor has repaired some rough spots as you come in to the lot. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this lot will be inaccessible because they will then come in and resurface and do needed repairs and restriping on this lot. So it will look new once again. This is some of the equipment from the sidewalk project, but again, the contractor for the paving will be back next week to repave this lot. The lot in front of the church, we are going to wait until next warm season to address that. That is actually a more involved project. This lot here that I'm walking along, it usually gets resurfaced every 5 years. We did a few more repairs this time, but the lot for the front of the church needs a great deal of work and will be much more costly. It will need to be ground down, regraded, and then resurfaced. So we will attempt that project in the fall. In the spring of 2024 or summer. So it will not be done this academic year, but we'll pick back up next spring on that one. And some of our school community has been working on the entrance to the school. Also in the grotto, in that area, there has been some enhancements to the gardens and work done on the plaza as well. Camp Mosh did some good work, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. And because it's so hot, I don't know if I'll make it back that way, but wanted to also be sure to take a good look at the plaza when you come to church. It looks really nice, and thanks to the work of so many volunteers, both our garden committee and Camp Mosh, for that. And also too, this is the byproduct of the sidewalk project, and it just gives you an appreciation for the labor that was involved. This is kind of work you cannot do with machines. You might be able to break it with the jackhammer, but to get it up and to get it into this dumpster, I assure you that it takes some real heavy lifting and some swinging of sledgehammers to get it to this point. So good work to all on a hot, hot day. Well, brothers and sisters in Christ, I, on July the 10th, had a procedure done on my meniscus on my right leg, and so with my knee being what it is, I don't feel comfortable climbing a ladder to show you the next project. But And that's the thing about these projects. They all need to be done. They might not be fancy or exciting, but they needed to be done. And that is the case with the roof to the school. So again, I'm not able to get on a ladder and to show you the roof. If I could kind of get advantage of the gym roof over here. With the bright sunshine, I can barely see. You can see bits and pieces of the new roof, but the 1962 original section of the school was fully re-roofed. And again, I can't go up there and show you a new roof, but that was our largest project and largest in cost as well. You could see the new gutters. So not only was a new roof installed, but also a new drainage system. And so this should be helpful to us on stormy days with heavy rains. It should all just come down these gutters and be that way for many years to come. And again, it's not the things that we can see always, but it's things that are going to keep this as a preferred site for Catholic education for years to come. So again, thank you for your support. It's with your support that makes this all possible, and with your support that to do these projects, we were able to pay cash for them and be done with them, be done with some major infrastructural needs. I have just a couple more things to show you. So here I am in our school building, our Bishop McNamara / Maternity BVM Religious Ed school building, and this is one of the classrooms that has been recarpeted. So this was not a capital campaign project, but we had 2 classrooms this year that presented safety hazards with the carpeting. So we, in conjunction with the school, replaced carpeting in 2 classrooms. It's not easy to see on this camera. Maybe up ahead you could see it a little better. But for any new carpeting projects in the school, we are going with carpeting squares instead of laying a large sheets of carpet. This way, if there's any stains or damages, we can just replace squares instead of replacing the entire room. We did other classrooms in years past, and this year it was time to do 2 more. And with that, every carpeted classroom now has these squares, so we've completed that. Some of the classrooms have tile, some have carpet, but again, all the carpeted ones now have squares. So that will be easier for us to maintain in the long run. And of course, this is the kindergarten classroom. This was another classroom where we replaced the carpet. This one actually had a tear down the middle and was being reinforced with tape. So it's good to give the little kindergartners good carpet. And should there be a mess, again, they can be taken up in squares. Here we are in the gym. We have some supplies for the school year. They're still getting the school ready. Thanks to the work of Camp Mosh and some wonderful, wonderful volunteers. The walls of the gym have been painted, as have the walls in the kitchen area as well. And so we thank many for their hard work. Also, too, this is very minor, but the old steam table has seen its better days. This is the one that was in our school cafeteria. Who knows when we obtained it or how long we've had it, but one thing we do know is that its end date is 2023, and it appears that we have a new steam table. The people at Bishop McNamara obtained this steam table at auction for a school that was closing, so we have an operable steam table, and they were able to get the cost of that down to $300. So that's incredible. You just can't get that new. So thank goodness they have what they need for lunchtime service. Again, it's just nice to see these walls brightened up a little bit. It looks like there's still a little more to go on this side, but things are looking brighter in the school building, that's for sure. And that's thanks to a number of our volunteers and the work of Camp Mosh as well. Have you ever been in here? Maybe not a lot of people have, or maybe people have memories. This is some of the deepest, darkest recesses of our school building. And there is a little bit of storage in here, but this is our boiler. And this year a number of repairs were mandated for it to be repaired. But what they found with this boiler is that it is still in pretty good shape. So we will continue conversations about the boiler. One of the things about it is that we want to make sure that if this should ever be vulnerable, that we are being proactive and able to replace it. So conversations about the boiler are ongoing, but as of last winter, it ran very well, so we decided not to address it in these summer months. We're next to certain that it will be operable again this winter, and we'll continue discussions about it to study what kind of shape it is in and whether we replace it as we said we would, or if we want to perhaps put some money away and be ready when we need it and able to pay for a new one when the time comes. So there's a lot of arguments in both directions, and we'll continue to sort that out as we study the issue. But right now, here in the boiler room, things are going pretty well. Also, too, if you ever wondered what is in here, believe me, nothing too valuable. And I don't think anybody's going to walk away with the boiler. But anyway, things are going well here in the boiler room. This is not a capital campaign project, but throughout the year, sometimes we encounter emergencies, and it just becomes costly. So we had a repair to the boiler, which was mandated by an inspection, and then also, too, just when we cleared that hurdle and paid that bill, then we noticed that the air conditioning was not working in the lower levels of the rectory. So these two air conditioning units, the older one on my left and the one on my right, those keep the rectory cool. The older one on the left is extremely important. That's how I sleep at night. And without that operating, I do not sleep very well. And the one on the right, the newer one, that's the one that replaced the one that looked like the one on the left. So that's the one for the lower level of the rectory. So that was just, at times, we have to keep up with things, and things still go out even when we try to keep up with them. On a hot summer day, this is one of the best places to be on the parish property. This is the rectory basement, and that new unit from outside is responsible for cooling this area. Thanks be to God, it is working wonderfully. So this is a capital project down here, part of the campaign. We replaced, in this area of the basement, we have in the back the youth ministry office, and then we have a conference room which can be used with youth gatherings, or when we're overextended upstairs, we can just come down here and use this room. We don't use it as much because it's not as accessible, but we can still come down here and have meetings from time to time, or conferences and consultations. And in this area, it was carpeted, and we had the carpet replaced with tile. It's just, this being a basement, wanted to get all the carpet out of the basement, and so the same people who carpeted the classroom also did the work down here in tiling this room. And so, although it's not the fancy laminate flooring, it's just nice to have a hard surface when it's clean. We know it's clean. It does brighten up the room, so that's a plus. So again, another project in our capital campaign completed. So that brings an end to the tour, and we've gotten to see a lot of maybe some places on the parish property that not everybody gets a chance to visit, but nonetheless places that serve us well. And so as we keep going forward, again, we have the front lot of the school. We're still, not the school, I'm talking about the church, the front lot of the church coming up. We still have some, a project in the school, perhaps, and also, too, we're looking at, what's going to happen with the boiler. So that's really everything as I know it. But just think about this. Because you have supported the capital campaign, think of all we've done. We go back to the windows of the church, but then we go back further to the tuck pointing of the church and the grotto, the work done on the doors and up above on the steeple. And we look at all those projects that we worked on last year and the things that we're doing this year. These were all things that we've been talking about for many years, talking about those sidewalks. That roof on the school is coming due, and, someday we're going to have to address the boiler. Well, thanks to this capital campaign, we're not only saying, when are we going to do it? We can say it's done. And not only can we say that these jobs are done, but we can say that when all the money comes in, that these projects are paid for. This is huge. This is huge in ensuring our viability, making sure that our buildings are in the best shape they can be, updating that which needs to be updating, replacing that which needs to be replaced. That is huge that we were able to get so much done. And it's done thanks to the work of the Buildings and Grounds Committee, the work of finding good people to do these jobs. In some cases, it's the work of volunteers and people with the know-how. It's also because of your generosity that you have supported this capital campaign. And please note that we are, I don't have exact numbers in front of me, but we are well into the 1.7 million mark in pledges, and that we have received just a little bit under $1 million in realized contributions to this campaign. If you've not contributed or made a pledge, or maybe at one time you thought you couldn't, but maybe now you can, or maybe you're able to support this campaign just a little more, please know that every part of your contribution will go in ensuring the viability of our buildings and grounds, and just taking care of those much needed areas all throughout the parish property. It may not be the most glamorous campaign. I know we didn't build a new building or anything like that, but to keep what we have and to keep it in good shape is so important, so essential. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Thank you for your help and for your support. And if you are able to further support it or to join as one who pledges, please know that we greatly appreciate that. We appreciate your stewardship of Maternity BVM Parish, your regular Sunday contributions, and also for helping us go above and beyond and addressing some of these much needed areas. Thank you very much. May God bless you, and may God bless you for your generosity, and may God continue to bless our mission of Maternity BVM Church to form missionary disciples who radiate the light and love of Christ to all.